Welcome to The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Every week, another step along the path toward a more peaceful, happy life. A life where you grow into the best possible version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Now, let's get started down the path for today. And indeed, welcome. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth, and it's step number 60 along the path. Welcome on board to the Big 6-0. My name is Bill Sklodowski, along with my friend and co-host, Vicki Wagoner. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. My football team lost this weekend, but it's okay. You know, we'll get to it in a minute. The word of the week is resilience. So if you were a fan of my football team this weekend, you had to have resilience.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Nope.
Wanted to introduce us, though. If you are new to the show, we welcome you. If you are enjoying what you are hearing, we'd invite you to stop by wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple or Spotify or iHeartRadio, YouTube Music. Stop and leave a review there. And a 5-star review would be lovely. And if you would like to communicate with us, the easiest way to do that is on Facebook through our page. We have a page for the podcast. And if you just do a search for The Practical Path Podcast, you kind of have to use the whole thing, The Practical Path Podcast. You will find our Facebook page, which has each week the show is posted in the show notes. And also you'll get all the links to find us. But most importantly, I wanted to start off by, introducing my friend there, Vicki Wagoner, who helps people be more resilient, among other things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Give me the top couple 3 things that you do help people with. I'm putting you on the spot here, but top couple 3 things that you do help people with.
To look at things in their past from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
To embrace how wonderful they really are versus some of the stories that as children and as we grow up, we buy into. Most importantly, it's how to be your own best friend.
Oh, we talk about that all the time, but that's true. I mean, it almost sounds like, really? That's it, guys? That's it? Be your own best friend? Gosh, that sounds stupid simple. But, and yet, it's often difficult for people, isn't it? Because of the upbringing, the training we've received from the world.
Yeah, the programming that we're little and we buy into these big people because they must know everything, not realizing they have little people inside of them that they're operating on.
Right? No, I get it. I totally get it.
Things. So being able to step back, look at the bigger picture of what is going on, shifting your perspective of it with kindness and forgiveness and understanding so that you can enhance your own life.
Right.
And it's really important. And I had to do that for myself in order to be in this place where I can encourage others. Do I have all the answers? No, yet I've got a lot of experiences. I've got a lot of good shifts in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to inspire other people.
There you go. And if somebody was interested in that kind of conversation with you, how would they get in touch with you?
They could call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner, 53 @gmail.com.
There you go. And of course, that will be in the show notes for the page, along with my contact info. Just go. But the easiest thing to me is find me on YouTube. Just do a search for Bill's iPhone Tips at YouTube and help with all your technology and your gadgets and gizmos and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And you're so good at it.
I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I just got a new email scam this week, and it came by email. A lot of them lately have been arriving as text messages and, things like that. But this one was an old-fashioned email, and I'm like, nice try, but no.
I've been getting stuff like that too, and I'm like,
I know.
And I trust my intuition. I go,
right.
Something doesn't feel right. And if they really need me,
yeah,
after I delete it, they'll find me again.
They'll find you. Yeah. I I trust, like I had an issue where I lost a credit card, and so I had to call the bank, and the bank, actually the bank got in touch with me. It's like their little computer said, "Oh, gee, you just charged three things in, Bosnia or something like that. Is that correct?"
Oh,
I'm like,
uh,
"Yeah, no. Thanks
I
for asking." So then, if the financial institution, if the whatever calls you, you might want to take that a little more seriously because the
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, just check out the videos and you'll learn a whole lot more.
Oh yeah.
Today's word of the week, resiliency or resilience. I'm sorry, just singular resilience.
Resilience.
So, like I said, for those of you who are fans of my football team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we had to have a resilient weekend because we lost.
Oh,
I know it's terrible. I know you feel for me.
I know, I do. I do. I feel for you. I mean, I watched football for years.
If I showed you a football, a basketball, and a tennis ball, could you tell them apart?
Excuse me, do you know who you're talking to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, right. Mother of two sons. I'm sorry.
Yes.
A husband and two sons. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I apologize. I apologize for that. That's yeah. All right. What about resiliency though? This week's word resilience at its core, resilience is about bouncing back. Speaking of balls, about bouncing back, but it's also about holding steady in the face of difficulty, like a tree that bends with the wind but does not break. Love
That
that.
I love that. Yeah.
Resilience is adaptability, with just a few talking points here and things to think about as hopefully we let you have a little more resilience in your life this week. Resilience isn't just about toughing it out, it's about learning to adapt and shift when life changes unexpectedly. I
Hmm.
want to ask yourself, where you're at in life right now, and are you being asked to adapt to something instead of resist something?
Right. Exactly.
I I think we've made this distinction before about the idea of fighting against something versus kind of going with the flow.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, how do I know? Is there a way to know things to how do I fight something versus how do I don't know what tell me more about that. What do you think about that? How do I figure out where I'm going with the flow versus fighting something?
Okay. Well, fighting something, you're going to have your guard up. You're going to, back away from it, and you just don't want to, contend with it. And if you do fight with it, it's because what is it trying to get your attention that you don't want to see?
Okay.
So instead of fighting it, go, okay, let me just step back, let me take a breath. What is it it's trying to help me with, to teach me, to shift my perspective?
Okay. And
So
then once I go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, I was going to say, so sitting with it and going, okay, what's it trying to teach me? Why is it trying to get my attention? Because really what it is, it's getting your attention so that you can change it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it means, that you got to get, down and dirty and get into, the mud of it. And
Right.
sometimes it also means sometimes you got to let other people go.
Oh, that was out of left field. Speaking of
Mhm.
baseball analogies, that was kind of an idea out of left field of letting, but it is sometimes the idea is you have to let something go
And go.
rather than fight against it
Yeah,
and
because if you're
try to
fighting
change
against
something and try to
it, yeah,
change something that can't be changed.
exactly. So you're just hitting your head against the wall. How's that feel? You know? And believe me, I've been there many
Right.
times.
Got enough bruises for that myself. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So stepping back, talking to someone, writing things down, taking a walk and, just trying to clear your mind and going, why is this coming up? How's it trying to get my attention? How can I shift this into something that, I can become empowered from it instead of afraid of it?
Right. Right. Which kind of leads to the next point that it talks about, which is resilience when it comes to emotional recovery versus emotional suppression, because we were talking
Oh,
about banging your head against a wall there.
oh
Being
yeah,
resilient does not mean ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist, but
yeah,
it is about acknowledging your feelings while still choosing to move forward. And that's exactly what you were just talking about.
exactly. You have to do that. And sometimes it's painful, but in that pain, what courage do you have? How much love do you have for yourself? How much respect that you have for yourself to go, I'm willing to look at this. I'm willing to get down and dirty to empower myself. And by doing that, how many, millions of people are you going to affect because of the efforts that you made for yourself?
Right. Right.
And literally, because energy goes out. So by taking care of yourself, respecting yourself, honoring yourself, the resilience of saying, I can do this, and then sharing it with other people. It's one of the greatest gifts anybody could give.
Right. And in fact, one of the other points that is made when it comes to resilience, there is resilience through connection. Sometimes resilience comes from the community, having
Yeah,
people who can support you, remind us that we don't have to carry the weight of everything.
right.
We can
True.
share it around a little bit.
Yeah,
And even if it's just like you said, just talking with somebody, we've talked about this in the past. Even if you just have somebody you can share the ideas with,
right,
and they can give you another perspective on things or whatever, because sometimes we're not so good about doing that for ourselves, but a lot of times when we have that friend or that connection that we can do it with,
right.
we're
Yeah,
more likely to go, oh, they have a good point. Even though you were telling yourself that good point, maybe you didn't believe it, but when you hear it from somebody else,
you believe it. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
That's the connection part of it. So
yeah,
again, don't be afraid to reach out to friends, to family, to whoever you happen to have. If you have a real live therapist or counselor or
therapist.
whatever, that's their job. That's what you're paying them for. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yep, yep. Resilience. I like this one. It says resilience is as meaning. This is hard to say. Resilience as meaning making. Let me
Hmm.
explain. It says often the most resilient people are those who can find meaning in the setbacks of life,
Mhm.
reframing challenges as lessons on growth, just what we were talking about,
Yes.
growth opportunities, that sort of a thing. Looking back, what difficulties have you had in life that have taught you something that have actually made you stronger? And we've talked about this
Oh,
many a time because a little distance, a little time, a little whatever gives you a great ability to go, oh, wait a minute, I learned something here.
yes.
I
Yeah.
That's to me again the power of time and reflection and maybe even writing it down
Yes,
would be a great
absolutely.
way to do it, because one of the things they mention, daily practices to build resilience. Resilience can be strengthened with habits like better gratitude, getting better rest, setting
Hmm.
healthy boundaries. Not just something you're born with. Resilience, that is not just something you're born with. You can
Right.
grow it and strengthen it and do more to make you a more resilient individual.
Absolutely.
And again, I think the community part of that is really super big. So
Yeah. Hmm.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, cool, 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 cool. So
And
again, go
okay.
ahead.
No, I was going to say, and one thing you need to have is respect for yourself, to know that you're worthy, to know that you are, valuable to the world,
Mm-hmm.
especially to yourself. But looking at it from that perspective of what am I worth? What do I deserve? How do I want to move forward? What do I want to do with my life versus somebody else telling you what to do with your life?
Right.
So, yeah. So, and I'm going to go back to the word respect, which to me is part of the resilience of saying, I deserve this. I deserve to be honored. I deserve to be talked nice to. I deserve to have, good things come into my life.
Hey, it's Bill stepping out of the studio for a quick second. On the podcast, one of the things we talk about a lot is motivation, the desire to get things done in life. It might be physical stuff, losing a few pounds, getting a better job, finding a great relationship. Or it might be more of what I like to call internal things, finding ways to feel better about yourself or life in general. Well, to help our listeners along that particular path, we've prepared a helpful, simple guide for personal motivation. It's called Flipping the Switch: How to Create Motivation at a Moment's Notice. I'd like to send you a free copy, along with some other special bonus goodies. Bonus, you say? Well, yes, kind of an unadvertised in-store special. What is it? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. So, do this. Head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com. Yep, the same name as the podcast itself. Put in your email and we'll immediately send you to the free download. We'll also let you know about upcoming podcast episodes and other behind-the-scenes information. Again, just head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com, and get your free guide to boosting your personal motivation. I'm sure you'll find it helpful and, dare I say, practical. Now, back to the show.
Right. I was just thinking a lot of times, unfortunately, that sometimes crosses over the line into thinking that you might deserve something that you don't. I don't want to say you don't, but I mean, I know like some people have that sense of entitlement, and that's different than the
Different.
deserving, right? Because I mean, I think that applies more to like the actual physical, money and cars and fancy jewelry and clothes and stuff. Okay, no, nobody's entitled to that. You have to earn that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yet,
Yet.
go back and listen to last week's show, folks. We spent 15 minutes talking about the differences between but and yet. Yet is more, it's a transition. Yet brings
Yes.
you to the next point.
Yes.
Yet, so nobody deserves again, fancy car, mansion, that sort of thing. But yet, when it comes to the things you think about and feel about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
now that is something completely in your control, right? I
Absolutely.
mean, we talk again, going back to Miss Vicky's, be your own best friend thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that for yourself. It costs nothing.
Oh, and it's valuable.
Right.
It's priceless.
In terms of the way you think about yourself and the way you relate to yourself first and then others.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely valuable, priceless kind of information, not information, wrong thing. Attitude,
Mm-hmm.
way of living, whatever that
Yes.
word is. There's a word for that, but yes. So
Mm-hmm.
all of those things can help you become a resilient person, but so much more than that. It's all in that being your own best friend thing. Someday
Yes.
we're just going to do a whole hour. Well, we have done hours on being your own best friend, but I feel like it's probably time to do something with that again, perhaps. So anyway, remember the word of the week, resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Resilience is, yes, about bouncing back, and yet it is also about holding steady in the face of difficulty. And our favorite analogy here, the tree that bends but does not break, even in the strongest of gusty winds.
Yes.
And for those of us who used to live in South Florida where hurricanes
Oh,
were a thing, yes, trees bend but don't. Sometimes they break, but not very often. Usually they swing right back up. So there you go. All right. You feel I've had a scattered morning. I don't know. I do know what it is. I was trying to do like 4 things at one time,
mm,
which never works.
nope.
Never, ever. I don't know why I even kind of did that. But I thought I could get a few things done before the show started. And yes, I can get a few things done, but to try to like my brain is still on the edge of like, okay, when this show is done, I still got to do this and I want to work on that. So I'm a little scattered. I apologize for that. So anyway, our friend BJ Odom, the guy I do the other podcast with from Radio Days, his book, as we record this, when this podcast comes out, we record it on a Tuesday, it comes out on a Thursday. When you are hearing this podcast on a Thursday, his book will be available to buy digitally on Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it's finally coming around. So he and I have been discussing all of that, and I'm, the tech guy, so I'm helping him build the website where people can go and click to go to Amazon and buy the book and all of that. So anyway, it's all about his life, coming up with all of his health issues and heart issues and things like that, and how he has persevered. He has been resilient.
I was going to say, you talk about resilience.
He is
That
the
guy.
you look up resilient in the dictionary and there will be his picture. So
Oh my gosh,
right?
yes.
Boy,
Wow.
I didn't even think of that when I was doing the show prep this morning about resilient. But yes, Mr.
Yes.
BJ, my friend BJ, your friend BJ, our friend, has been as resilient as it comes over the years and still has a smile on his face when he gets out of bed in the morning. So anyway,
And let's credit his wife too.
yeah. Oh, well, sure. Of course. I
That's
mean,
a
she's
lot
been with
of
him through the whole
effort.
thing and
Yeah.
has been, like you said, resilient as well
Oh,
in the face of
oh
taking
yeah.
care of him as needed and things like that. So all the things we talked about, being resilient, having community. His
Mm-hmm.
wife is as close a community as can be, and all of that, having connection and community, and having it with all of the troubles that he has gone through, having it have some meaning to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yes.
And it's interesting because I talked to the person who's helping him write the book. And that's when you're an author, when you're writing someone's story like that,
Mm.
it is all about okay, great. It's a great story. What's the meaning of it? What's the,
Mhm.
and if I hate to bring it to something that, small, or it's not small, but something that compact, but it's like, okay, what goes on the book jacket that describes what this book is about in one or two sentences, right?
Yeah.
And really that's the whole thing. That's not just for our friend BJ, who's, had quite the interesting life, but
Oh,
for all of us. It's like, okay, what meaning is coming of this? And it doesn't have to be some long and complex explanation. It's like, okay, I just went through this thing, and the meaning of it is I've learned I can get through this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Period.
Right. Well, and you talk about resilience. That should be maybe the title of the book is Resilience. He is an incredible person, and
Right.
oh, I don't know how he keeps his, attitude so high, and with his family and everything.
Right.
And you've been buddies and worked together for, I don't know what, 30
25, 30 years, something
Yeah.
crazy like that. Yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just goes and goes and goes.
Right, right, right. So we were talking about book covers, and they call that a blurb in the book business, right? It's just the one line or two lines that describe the thing. And actually, I have a copy of the cover of his book, and it does, even on the bottom of the book, it has one sentence, a story of survival, second chances, and the family that held me together.
Wow.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's
That gives me chills.
right.
Yeah.
You talk about resilience and meaning and gratitude and all those things. One sentence,
Right there.
right
Yeah.
there, one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that we, and meaning me and you and our friends and our listeners, you don't have to have one sentence for your life, but maybe when you're going through some troubling times, it might be a good idea to go, what would I write on? What would the book jacket of this particular chapter of my life talk about? That's an interesting theory. I just came up with that. What would be on the book jacket for this particular chapter of my life? Or maybe even on the movie poster.
Oh
Right?
my gosh, that would be awesome.
All right. We might be onto something here, Miss Vicki. I don't know. Maybe we come up with like movie posters for different things that happen in life and put like that,
Yeah.
again, that one line, that one defining thing on there, because
Mhm.
I feel as though people don't take the time or just take a second or two to say, all right, I went through this thing and it was awful,
Mhm.
but what did I learn? What did I get out of it? What,
Yeah.
I seem to remember my friend Vicki Wagoner years and years and years and years and years ago telling me there is a gift in everything.
Yes. Absolutely.
And by gift, we mean what are you getting from the universe in terms of the things that you learn, the wisdom that you gain, the strength
Yeah.
that you develop, or whatever from all of the stuff that you're going through.
Oh, it's endless. It's about forgiveness, it's about understanding, it's about love, it's about, like we said, respect and resilience. It just goes on and on and on. So taking whatever happened in your life, and like we said before, looking at it from that different perspective, turning it into a gift.
There you go. It's a great place to take a break. We're going to do that. And coming up next, so that's resilience. We ended up with quite the interesting discussion
Yeah.
about our word of the week, resilience, there.
Yes.
And coming up next, an interesting, this kind of flows with that, and it kind of helps to be more resilient. I'm not going to give it away. You're going to have to hang around,
Okay.
go refill your coffee, and we will be right back. Welcome back. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Step number 59 along the path. Thank you for joining us. And as we said early on, if you'd like to join us online, visit us at our Facebook page. Just do a search on Facebook for The Practical Path Podcast, and you'll find us. And if you're enjoying this as much as we enjoy bringing it to you, the 5-star review on Apple or Spotify or iHeartRadio or YouTube Music or wherever you get your podcasts, it all works for us. Thank you. So anyway, we were talking off the air a little bit about, again, our friend BJ, and his book is coming out and who's going to play him in the movie. And I'm in the book, so it's going to be who's going to play me in the movie. That's,
yes.
I mean, come on. Really.
You
So
have
anyway,
to. You guys have been buddies for, forever.
forever.
So much fun.
You and I have done this before. How long have you and I known each other? Which is about 25, 26, 7 years or something like that.
I looked it up the other day and I forgot. Well, big surprise. But yeah, it's been in the 20s.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be. It has to be.
And I do have to throw in the part that I love that, when I first met you and you look on both your faces. Oh, I love waking up to 3 men in the morning.
We never stopped. We've never had your husband on the show to get his reaction to that after 30 years. Perhaps someday we will, and embarrass everybody. So,
but just the looks on your faces, I thought your jaws were going to hit the floor.
It's all right. It's all good.
Good
We were all young and frivolous and fun back then, or something like that. I don't know.
But you guys are the best.
There you go. Thank you.
I just love you guys.
Anyway, we were talking. He has a book about his experience, about his life and all of his medical challenges and how he has come through them with a positive attitude about the whole thing. So actually, more about that. In fact, he and I have talked about having him come on our podcast here, talk a little bit about it. So maybe when the book is actually released physically and you can go out and buy it, then we'll probably have him on the show. So that'll be good.
Wonderful. Love that.
Moving along with today's show, step number 59 on the path. I always like to go out and find something fun and interesting, a blog post or a story or a video to talk about. And this has also to do with our idea of resilience. And it's a blog post by the guy who wrote the book Atomic Habits. And his name is James Clear. I've mentioned him on the show many a times. And when we say atomic, we don't mean gigantic, big, huge, blow up the world stuff. We're talking about atomic particles, the littlest, tiniest thing you can do. And Vicki always talks about the grains of sand that make up a beach, for example. And that would resonate with him and the book and how that works, the small things that we do.
Yes.
From his blog, one of his recent posts was not about habits so much as it was what he calls the ultimate productivity hack. And I love productivity. Tell me more. The ultimate productivity hack is saying no.
And that's a biggie. Woo.
Right? So the post, again, from Clear, makes a powerful point. Productivity is not really about doing more. It's about doing less, and specifically learning the art of saying no when needed.
Yeah.
And here's a few points, and we'll chat about them. So as you go through your day, and I'm talking to our friends and listeners out there, as you go through your day, and I find myself doing this as well, what am I saying yes to that it's like, why did I do that? Now I'm stuck with something. You'll get, we'll cover that and more. But remember, number one, every yes costs 100 no's.
Oh boy.
What does that mean? When you say no, you close one door. When you say yes, you close the door to a lot of other opportunities. Saying no protects your ability to go after what really matters most to you. So in other words, as you take on more and more things, as you say yes to more and more things out there, it's like, okay, is this really what I want? No, but because I'm doing this now, I don't have time for the other thing that I really am interested in.
Right. Yeah.
So saying yes to something has in economics. I took one economics class in college 30 years ago, and look at me, I'm an economics major. In economic terms, that's called opportunity cost.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a real thing. In other words, if I say yes to this thing, I can. And in economics, it's like,
Yeah.
if I buy the big screen TV, I can't buy the new dishwasher or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You only have so much money to go around, and you have to make a decision about what you're going to spend it on. Well, the same thing with you, and I mean us, you,
Right.
our friends, our listeners, when it comes to saying yes to things.
Mm-hmm.
As you say yes to things, you run out of things that you can do because there's only so much time in a day. So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
it some thought. I mean, is there a time when you said yes to something and later realized it pulled you away from a true priority of yours?
Do you have time to hear all the yeses that I've said yes to? Oh,
I
I
do
better.
not. No, Vicky. No, I don't have time for that. See what I did there? Oh,
Yes. And that was good. I understand.
yeah, I
How
try
about
not to.
tomorrow?
Yeah, how about tomorrow? How about that? Yeah, I'll send you the 25 chapter brief outline. Yeah, I get it. So remember, when you're saying yes to things, when you're saying yes or no, whatever, you've made a decision, and that decision is going to require you to invest your time, your effort, your work, whatever.
Right.
And if you do start saying yes to things you're not truly interested in, well, then okay, you've allocated some time that might have been better spent on something else. No, so this is the opposite, not opposite, but this is the corollary to that. No preserves your time. Yes spends your time. A
Mm,
yes is like spending money, and this is just what we talked about, opportunity costs. A
right.
yes is like spending money. It's a time debt you will eventually have to pay. On the other hand, a no keeps your calendar open and your energy intact. So give it
Yes.
some thought. What commitments do you have on your calendar, or just that you have made in person, that
Right.
might be actually a debt against the thing that you really want to be doing?
That makes so much sense.
No, right.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
again, a lot of this Clear writes, well, I mean, his book, the Atomic Habits book, is for anybody anywhere, but it's, I think his outlook, his, bigger take on things in life is from a business perspective. He's a business coach and consultant and all that.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, we talk about, on your calendar, time on your calendar. That's a big
Hmm.
thing in the
Oh,
business
yeah.
world. It's like, gee, I'll try and fit you in on my calendar here. I got 20 minutes on Thursday at 4:15 p.m. It's like, okay, I get it. That's
Hmm.
not all of us are living in something that we don't all have that tight a calendar at this point.
Right.
But we do still have things that are being asked of us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so, what is it that we're investing our time in? What are we doing for that sort of thing? So yeah,
Right. Yeah.
why we struggle to say no. And I know you're going to
Uh,
have some thoughts on this, but Clear's idea is mostly it is a fear of disappointing others, of
yeah.
course, of appearing unkind, or of missing out on something that we think might pan out. All of those things often drive us to say yes when we don't really mean to.
Mhm.
But in this case, the idea is to stand in your own integrity, in your own power. And I know that's something that's
Yes.
huge that you speak of a lot. What's
Mhm.
one area of your life, again, where fear of disappointing someone keeps you from saying no? That's like,
A big
oh,
one.
I know, because
Mhm.
I don't do that all the time. I'm getting better at that. And yet I recognize that I still do it sometimes with things. So not
Yeah.
often, but I think
Well,
maybe when you get to be my age, our age, whatever, you are a little bit better at saying what you really think.
yes. Oops.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. Oops is yeah. I don't want to say. Well, yeah. Oops. Okay, I could say that. But again,
No.
how would you coach somebody on that? Of like they're worried about disappointing, cheesing off, frustrating someone
Right.
who's important to them. I get that.
Right.
It's like your friends, your family, whatever, that's important
Mhm.
to you. You want to be good to them when you
Right.
can.
When you
And yet
can.
they might be asking you for something that is something you're not really interested in doing at the moment.
Right. Yeah. Well, that is a little bit of a challenge yet. It's about boundaries.
Right.
And it's about respecting yourself
Right.
and respecting the other person and
That's
just
all good. Now tell me what I say.
and just being honest, say, well, I would like to, yet I can't right now, or, I'm sorry, I have other things going on,
Right.
um, because we all have something going on. Or just saying that's kind of out of my, league, kind of out of my expertise.
Right, right, right. It's not out of my wheelhouse, as they say. I
Oh,
don't know
out of
where
my
that came
wheelhouse.
from. That must be a boating thing, wheelhouse. But I don't understand it. But I understand what it means, and that
Hmm.
is, it's not like you said. It's not my area of expertise. It's not my thing. It's not my
Right. Just something
whatever.
I'm not, yeah, and just being honest and saying that's something that I'm not really interested in.
Ah, look at that! Wow.
I mean,
Now,
and that's being honest, it's being direct, yet,
right,
hopefully the other person will go, well, I understand. And if they
hmm.
don't, well, then that's on them. It really, because we all have to respect each other. And if it's out of somebody's interest or beyond their, you know, ability to do something, then just understand, okay, well, there's got to be somebody else, that maybe
Right,
can help. Or the other thing is you're denying them the opportunity to figure it out themselves. Here's a lesson they can learn and they could, grow from that. Oh, I'm
right,
capable of doing this,
right.
you know. So,
There is a lot of, and I've seen this with a friend of a friend.
mhm,
Thankfully, I don't have to deal with this person, but I've heard the stories because it's like I said, friend of a friend, of
mhm.
what I would call learned helplessness,
Oh,
right? Which
yeah,
is which is some people are so used to asking for and getting help with things
right,
that they've basically learned that they don't have to do anything.
right. Which is
Learned
limiting them.
helplessness.
Yeah, they're limiting themselves.
Right, right. And that's not good for anybody because
No.
now the friends around them start to feel frustrated and put upon,
Yes.
and the person asking for the help is, like you said, not learning a darn thing
No.
and not growing at all in any area of life because all they do is they ask, and I get it. That's a very famous book, ask and ye shall receive, or it's part of, well, I think it's in the Bible. Ask and ye shall receive. I
Right.
get that. I do.
Yeah.
And yet, there's the yet, you also have to be responsible for your own life. I'm sorry, you just do. There's no getting
There's
around
nothing
it.
sorry about it.
Right.
What better way do we grow? Do we expand? Do we evolve by trying something? And if it fails, well, you know what? Here's other different tools and, other books you can read. Figure it out. I mean, if it's something that, yes, physically, like with me with my shoulder, I can't do a lot of things anymore. So
Right.
I need to ask, but I only do that if I absolutely have to.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
There comes a time in life, and just the fact that as we mature,
Oh, yes.
there are things that we can no longer do for ourselves. And it's funny when you started to talk about your shoulder, I was thinking of, yes, you have to ask for help to have it repaired.
Yes.
It's not getting better by itself. So yes, there are some things, and again, that's a
Yes.
professional help. I get it. That's a little
Right.
different. Okay, fine. But yes, there are plenty of things that you can and should expect to receive help for,
Yes. Yet, how are you denying yourself of thinking, well, I'm capable of this. Let me see
right?
what I can do. Oh, that
Right.
felt great. And having that aha moment of, wow, I did it. And so you're
Yes.
denying yourself the celebration of going, wow, that felt really good. I did this. I
Yes.
believe in myself.
Yes. And those things build on each other.
Oh, yeah.
As you learn that you can do things for
Mhm.
yourself, now, hopefully, the next time some challenge comes around, you can. This is the thing we talked about with the resilience, is knowing what you can do and what you can learn and what you have done and all of that. So
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm.
second time that thing comes around, or something similar, or maybe even it's completely different, but you remember back, you go, oh wait, I've already handled something that I thought was impossible for me. or
Right.
very difficult for me. But I handled it. I took care of it. I learned and I grew.
Mhm.
I
Grew,
grew
grow.
some. Halloween is coming. I grew some, and there you go. There you go.
So what a gift to yourself
Right.
to say, wow, look what I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when you do that, the more often you do that,
Mhm.
the more now you start to rewire your brain to go, oh wait, I got this.
Yeah,
I got this.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, I think that's again the learning process, the growing process. I mean, that's what this whole podcast and what this whole show is about is
Right.
the idea that you can learn and grow and continue to, and again, it's one step at a time, just like we keep saying, one step along the path here.
Yep.
But it is a step in the right direction, whatever that means to you. The
Mhm.
step is toward growth, toward
Growth.
expansion, toward learning, toward
Mhm.
all those things that we consider to be positive.
Absolutely. Believing in yourself.
Right.
How
Right.
many people, just think, oh, I can't do it. Well, how do you know until you try it? Have
Right.
faith in yourself.
Right.
Believe in
Right.
yourself.
And I think we also tend to overestimate what that how either how hard things are going to be. We overestimate how hard it's going to be. We overestimate we overestimate that we're going to look like a fool when we do it. We overestimate that we're going to be criticized by others for doing it. That sort of a thing. I mean, it's like, and all right, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but it was on Instagram, and one of the physical fitness bodybuilder guys on Instagram. I don't know how the hell I found his post, but I did. Anyway, it was hilarious, but it was like, okay, don't send hate mail to Bill for this. Okay, I'm just saying I saw it, so I'm reporting to you what I saw. And the guy says, I always make a point of complimenting the, shall we say, large girls in the gym for coming and working out at the gym. He says, because I know later when they've worked out for a year and they're hot, they'll remember me. I'm not sure what the point of all that was, but I'm just like thinking back. It's like, okay, everybody starts out of shape in the gym. And if you keep going to the gym, okay, now you're going to be better.
Right. Well, it's like what we've been talking about. Give it a try. How are you going to learn if you don't try it?
Exactly. And okay, so there was the point. The point was, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to, look at me. I'm like, no, don't look at me because I'm overweight. I'm out of shape. This is embarrassing. But okay, I'm here and I'm going to do this thing.
Yes.
And yes, some people might snicker or whatever. That's on them. They can do what
Yes.
they want. Okay. And I'm never going to be the hot girl at the gym. So I understand that. That's fine.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought we were,
No,
in a
no, we
different.
are not going there. No,
Okay.
absolutely,
Okay.
positively not. I'll leave that one to you. You can do that. That's fine. Okay, good. Oh boy. All right. Before we get into any more trouble, moving right along, saying no to the good things, not just the bad things. Sometimes you have to do both. Okay. As we grow, the challenge can shift from saying no to bad opportunities to saying no to good ones as well. Why do we do that? So we can reserve our yeses for the really great things that come along in life. So give it some thought. Is there something good, and I'm air quotes, good in your life right now that might need to be released so you can make space for something great?
I like that.
I do
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
I do too, because I think a lot of us, and I'm raising my hand on that one, I think a lot of us kind of do the this is good enough thing.
Mm,
Good
yeah.
enough. Okay, sure. But is it great? Is it really something that lights you up and goes,
Right.
I want to do this. This is awesome.
Right. Yes.
Not
Mhm.
necessarily. So, okay, you might need to really, even though it's, again, air quotes, good enough, you might
Good
need to
enough.
release something there to say, yeah, we can do better than this.
Yes. And challenge ourselves, not
Mhm.
yourself, but challenge ourselves to go, okay, well, this is good. What else can I do? If
Right.
I do this, I can do some other things.
You mean in terms of just a general outlook on life?
Yeah, outlook on life or, position that you've got or a project that you have,
Right.
looking at that bigger scope. If it's in the plans, if it's good enough, then, and you like it, okay. Yeah, if you can push yourself a little bit more and see, well, what else can I do now?
Yes.
A challenge,
Yes,
just
for
having a
sure.
nice fun challenge.
Yeah, no, I think that's, and again, life in general, and again, I know everybody has their own path that they're walking and
Mhm.
challenges that they're facing and all of that. But for most of us, most of the time, life is pretty doggone comfortable.
Yes.
And that's equally challenging. That's equally because again, I'm comfortable. Why would I change? Well,
Right.
because you're just okay, sitting on the couch eating popcorn, watching football all day, which I did. It's it's comfortable, but if you do that forever,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, not so much. Maybe you want to find something that you can really sink your teeth into and really, as my old friend Steve Jobs would say, make your dent in the universe.
Yes.
So really to do something, and again, it doesn't, you're not going out and you're not you're not becoming a superhero. You're not inventing the next great thing, whatever. I mean, Steve did that. Good for him. He
Yeah.
had the time and the money and the effort and the discipline and the team and the whole thing.
Right.
Maybe it's just you.
Hmm.
I get that. So what are you going to do with what you have for yourself?
Hmm.
Because that's
Yeah.
big enough. That's
Yeah.
plenty big,
Yeah. For yourself, for your family, for your friends,
right?
whatever you
Right?
want. But mostly you have to do it for yourself.
Yes, mostly for yourself. And
Mhm.
absolutely, because if you don't, nobody else will.
No one else is going to, yeah.
And I mean, that's as lame and as cliched as has ever been said. And I remember my father telling it to me probably when I was 10 years old or younger. But it is true, doggone it. If you don't do it for yourself, who's going to? And the answer is probably nobody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there you go. So anyway, yes, I get that. I do. And the comfort thing, that's a big deal. That's a because I know that I I know I say a lot of things apply to me. This one really applies to me. In that I am comfortable with something, but it's not a great thing. It's just all right. I'm comfortable with something with the way I'm living now or the way whatever I'm doing or whatever.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Is that good enough for you? Eh, I could throw out the easy answer and say, sure, I'm comfortable. And then when you're alone by yourself and you think about it, you go, not really, not really.
And so you're lying to yourself.
Correct. And
Hmm.
that
Instead
is
of being,
where, if you have the awareness, the
mhm,
wherewithal, the honesty to be, if you can be honest with yourself,
joy.
right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then now what? Now,
Well, then look into options of different things,
right,
and go, what the heck, I'll just try this or I'll look into that. Doesn't mean you have to stick with it, but look
right,
at putting the action into it to go,
yes.
just, try this out or let me look at this.
I'm going to encourage people to do more than look at it. I'm going to encourage somebody to just go out and try it. And again, you may hate it. Well, I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy. I'm
I was
going to
gonna say.
because it's probably going to be uncomfortable. It's probably going to be difficult. It's probably going to be you going home afterwards and saying, "Well, that sucked." And
Yeah,
yet, to use our
and yet,
and yet is it moving you in the direction of something that's bigger and better and something that you're really going to want?
yes.
Because even if it did all those things, it was terrible, it sucked, it was frustrating, it was embarrassing. Even if it all did all of that, yet, I almost said the B word, yet it moved you in the direction of the way you wanted to go or the thing you wanted to reach or the goal you had in mind, keep doing it
Keep
because it
doing
won't suck forever.
it. Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I in my video creating,
Hmm.
when I do my little online videos and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
watch a lot of the gurus who teach you how to do it, how to edit videos, how to speak on camera, how to all that sort of a thing.
Right.
And they all will tell you your first 10 videos will suck, will be awful, will be whatever. Guess what? Everybody's is all the time. No questions asked. So
Yeah.
just keep moving forward.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. And enjoy it. have fun with it.
Enjoy the process. Right.
Yeah,
And
enjoy it.
they all say, by the way, and don't you dare delete them, because now you're going to go back in 2 years and you're going to look at that, and then you can do Vicky's favorite thing, which is go, look how far I've come.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know. I know. I keep telling myself all these great things. Do I do any of them? Well, some of them. Okay. All right, fine.
Be kind with yourself.
Be
Yes,
kind.
you do.
Be kind with yourself. So that's all about saying no to the good stuff, even though it's good, and I'm making a face. It's good. It's just not the great stuff. So you might want to release some of the good stuff so you make room for great stuff.
And
Just
give yourself credit that you took the effort to put some energy into it.
yes.
And that's good because
Yes.
that'll build. And
Yes.
before you know it, you're putting all this energy into it. Something will come out of the blue and it's like, whoa, that's exactly what I wanted.
Final thoughts, a couple of things that, and this is not from James Clear, but it's another guy, Derek Sivers or whatever, I forget. And he did another blog post similar to this on saying no to things. And
Yeah.
I believe we've mentioned it on this show before. And that is, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. In other
Oh.
words, if it doesn't reach that level of excitement for you,
Yes.
right?
I was
Because if
thinking
you're
that.
being asked to do something
Mhm.
and you're like, yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Was that a hell yes? No, that was just a, oh, okay. All right,
Mm.
I'll do it. Sure. No, it doesn't clear the bar of, oh my gosh, I'm excited to do this. This is I'm going for it. It doesn't clear that bar. And if
Right.
it doesn't, then it's probably a no.
Mhm.
Again, if you're honest with yourself.
Yeah.
If-
That's what's important. We have to be honest with ourselves so we can be honest with other people.
Mhm. That's bigger than we thought it was. That's a big thing. I mean, I want to spend a little more time on that because you just threw it out there and we both kind of nodded in agreement and said, yes, of course. It's bigger than that. It's really big.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't be honest with yourself, how do you be honest with other people? How do you have, if you can't respect all those things, respect, love, care for, true, all those things that you want to
Right.
get from your experience of life,
Right.
if you're not doing it with yourself, your odds are not good of receiving it from the rest of the world either.
Right. Yes. Because what you put out is always going to come back.
We always talk about that on this show, and it is so true.
Yes.
And you don't have to be spiritual. It's not a religious thing. It is literally science.
Yes.
It is literally science. If
It's a
you
fact.
buy a new blue car, you're only going to see blue cars for the next month. If you get a new puppy of whatever variety, I don't know what he is, that's all you're going to see for the next whatever. And that's just,
Oh.
it's the way your brain works.
Yeah.
Our brains work, is they
Right.
make connections to things.
Mm-hmm.
And then it reinforces those connections over time. It's like, oh, I'm seeing it again. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
seeing it again.
Mm-hmm.
And that does a lot in terms of not just reinforcing it, but helping you to, like, I made a good decision, didn't I? Look, everybody else has a blue car. I made a great decision getting a blue car or whatever. I mean,
Right.
so that works not just with stuff in life, my belief. It works with
Yeah.
the way, the energies you put out, the way you are with the world, the way,
Exactly.
again, I think we've said it on this show again many a time, but it's like, you get up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, you stub your toe, the shower is cold, the coffee is bad, whatever, you're out there in a bad mood. Who are you going to run into today?
The same thing.
Same thing. Right?
Lots of proof of that.
Right. On the other hand, good attitude, good energy, good vibes, and again,
Same thing.
same thing. And I'm not trying to be any particular religion or faith or belief system or
Oh.
whatever. It doesn't matter. It does not, even if you had zero religion, if you go out into the world with a crappy attitude, you are going to witness crappy attitudes all day.
And if you go out with a good attitude,
Yes.
you're going to find it. And sometimes you meet up with somebody who's, crabby. By having that good energy, by the time you get done talking or whatever, that person's changed.
Right. You turn them around.
Turn them around. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why when I, go into town or I go somewhere, I like opening up the door for people, or if it's an older person, helping them, because what I'm putting out, I'm going to get back. I get
Yes.
smiles, and because I had this gentleman the other day. He was, oh God, had to be like in his 90s, and I just opened up the door for him, and he got the biggest smile on his face, and it was like, there you go, and he goes, thank you, and
Right.
it lit me up just seeing him lit up.
And here's the thing, by the way, your positivity
Mhm.
is not, this is my belief, and I haven't really checked it. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, and it's now, and as I say it, I believe it. So therefore it must be true. If I go out with a good attitude and I run into somebody with a bad one,
Mhm.
that's not bringing my level down,
No,
right?
no,
Or maybe it may, in the cosmic scheme of things, it might bring it down for 5% for that 5 minutes that I'm with
yeah,
them, and then I walk away and I'm right back to being my
you
fabulous
bounce
self for
back.
the day. So
Yep.
as you bring your good energy out into the world, it can only do good. It can,
Yes.
again, it influences people in ways you'll never know, you'll never see. It doesn't matter. You're adding to the goodness of the world. On
Yep.
the other hand, if you go
Oh,
out with a bad attitude and somebody has a good attitude in front of you, you probably go, "Oh, I hate them even more." so, so what I'm saying is don't worry about going out there with a good don't worry. You should never worry about going out with a good attitude, right? But I'm just saying, even if you run into some negativity out there in the world, it's not, you're good. You're covered. You're good to go, as they say.
yep. Mhm.
So why not just do it? Why not just put
Yeah.
out that goodness and have, a good time and enjoy
Yes.
life and be helpful, contribute something, do
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty simple. Just,
it is. It
just
really is.
as the bumper sticker says, just be nice.
Yes.
Just be.
Just be yourself.
And it is. I mean, it really is. So again, today, as we
Mhm.
kind of come down towards the end of things,
Yes.
resilience.
Yes.
Resilience shows up in not only how we recover from life's troubles, but how we protect our time and energy from being drained, and also the ability to say no. Exactly the same thing. Notice where you can perhaps say no to things that you might have automatically or begrudgingly agreed to in the past.
Yes.
Find a
Done
nice
that a
way
few
to
times.
say, can't really do that right now, all of that sort of thing. Find a nice way. Don't just be nice. Remember our
Yes.
bumper sticker, just be nice. But all of that stuff is going to help you to
Mhm.
have a better life. And that's all that we're asking here. That's all we do on this show. Ways to have a better life.
A
Period.
good life. We're on this planet for a short time. Enjoy the best, get the best out of it. Enjoy it the best you can. And if you have a crappy day, well, okay, have a crappy day and then just start over again. Because it happens, I
Yeah,
mean,
stuff happens. Stuff happens. And again, we're not here to say that you're going to go through life being happy and contented and living your best life every day. No. And yet, if that I think is your goal or intention when you leave the house every day or get out of bed or whatever, pick your metaphor,
right?
I think that I think that makes a difference. I believe that it does. I know that it does for me, and that's all I can
Oh,
say. I know that it
definitely.
does for me.
Mhm.
There you go. Miss Vicki, I know that my friend Miss Vicki helps people with this each and every day. And if you would like some more information from her about how to, well, maybe work on some of the things that we talked about here, how can somebody get in touch with you?
Well, they can call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner, 53 @gmail.com.
And if you have questions or comments about using your high-tech gadgets and gizmos in life, feel free to head over to YouTube and look me up. Just do a search for Bill's iPhone tips and you'll find my stuff there. And of course, all of this stuff is on our Facebook page at The Practical Path Podcast. So when you go to Facebook, there's that search bar up in the top. You can do The Practical Path Podcast. And by the way, make it a favorite, and then you can come back every week, and you don't have to look it up every time.
That's right.
I know. We post the new shows there every week.
Yes.
And comments or questions or jokes or funny pictures, we take them all.
Or if there's something, you want to talk about, send it to us.
Exactly. And we'd be happy to. So yeah, that's going to be great.
Because we always have a good time. And
that we do. No matter what's going on, we have a good time with this. And that's, I know. I think that's the meaning of, life for me anyway. Just have a good time. And I always tell people that. They were like, when I was even working or something, you like working here? I would always say, if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it. And there'd always be that nervous laugh, like, "Oh, but Bill, but," and no, but, don't say but. If it's not fun, I don't do it.
Right.
Really? Wow. Okay. Now I understand. Sometimes I have to go to the dentist. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Not fun, but I get it. Life sometimes has its requirements of me. Okay.
Yes, they do.
Whatever.
Hey, you get a lollipop when you leave.
My old dentist did not. He was a stickler about that. That's sugary stuff. But you know what? I get a lollipop when I go to the haircut place. Now they have a bowl of those little lollipops.
Oh. I know there's a lollipop somewhere.
Oh, there has to be a lollipop somewhere. And if you had cookies, I'd be there twice. All right. It's been another great show, Miss Vicki. Thank you, as always, for joining us.
Thank you.
Everybody else as well, thank you for joining us, especially. Remember, stop by anytime, leave your questions or comments, do the Facebook thing, The Practical Path Podcast, leave us the 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you again next week for more fun just like this. I'm Bill Sklodowski.
And I'm Vicki Wagoner, and like I always say, be your own best friend.